guys, the Terminator 360 here, and today we will be speed building and reviewing the new LEGO Ninjago Season 13 Skull Sorcerer's Dragon. This set looks super awesome from what I can see from the box. We have those awesome wings, which are probably my favorite part of the set. Then we have that awesome printed eye instead of the brick-built eyes that I don't really like that much. This is LEGO set number 71721. It's for ages 9+, and it doesn't have this piece count on the box, but the piece count is 1016. It's a pretty cool minifigure selection with 3 of the main ninja, Nia, Jay, and Kai, and it has 3 villains, 2 awakened warriors, which are the black skeletons. They look absolutely awesome. Then you have the main villain of the season, the Skull Sorcerer. If you take a look at the back, you can see it has the giant action sequence, and in place of the little snippets of the feature, these Season 13 sets actually have mini board games. It's super cool, and the spinners kind of look like dice because you can see from the 2 sides they're shown on the box. It has 2 and 3 dots with logos under. So that's really awesome, and I've never seen this in any Ninjago set before. Sure, you have collect all the weapons, but this is just special. Then you can even expand the game with the other sets, and the biggest part of the game being the Skull Sorcerer's Dungeon, as it is the biggest Season 13 set. And I can't wait to complete the game and see what's going on with it. So now let's open this thing up. Here we have the spinner, and every side has different dots, so I believe it is the dice. You have a, ooh, cool, free pass to Legoland. And then you have the wings. Bag 8. Bag 5. Bag 3. Bag 4. These bags are seeming a bit small. Bag 1. Bag 6. Bag 7. Bag 2. The instructions booklet with Lloyd on the back like usual. And yeah, that's it. So now let's build this baby. what a menacing looking dragon. This dragon was actually a really big threat to two of like the tribe species that live in the realm they are in, the geckos and the months. But then it was killed by a mysterious hero who we don't know who it is. Then it was revived by the skull sorcerer because it's boned, you can tell because of that. And now it's his loyal pet. His head looks awesome, and as I mentioned earlier in the video, he does have that printed eye I really love instead of those brick-built eyes. It's a very similar piece to the one on the Ice Emperor's dragon. They both had the printed eye style, but of course the Ice Emperor had it in his blue. He has these horns and horn-looking eyebrows, which are super cool. I kind of love the eyebrow touch, and they didn't just put the horns. That's pretty cool. If you look at the mouth, you can see he has really small teeth right there, not as big as the rest of it. And like all dragons, his mouth can open up, and you can see there's not really teeth in there. But yeah, it's still really cool. The head itself can move kind of up and down, and a little bit side to side, not too much. Then the neck can go side to side. Oh, it's a little hard to do it from back here. And a design flaw is that you see that piece right there. It stops it from going up. If I knew it was gonna turn out like that, then I would have made some modifications so it was facing sideways and I could have more free range of the neck. And now my absolute favorite part of this dragon, the awesome wings. You can see they have those tears in them, which make them look more realistic. And it has some bone printing. As I said in the Ice Emperor's Forsaken Castle video, I really like the dragon's wings, but these are better. One, I really like the color scheme more, and two, if you feel them, they're actually made of cloth, which is just absolutely epic. At the top of them, you have those black horn spikes that look super awesome. And you have some claws down here for his claws, well. And then the top looks super cool when you have like where they sit and stuff, and the bones. You can see it has kind of a spine going all the way down the tail, which is really cool. And the tail looks super cool all the way with that blade at the end replicating a spike. And it goes side to side, the tail, it goes side to side and like swings. Really cool. This part, it's a great grip for when you're flying the dragon, like playing with it and stuff. It's a really great grip. That was a fun design choice. Then here you have these two Technic pieces, which if you push down will open its rib cage and drop a green ball. So we're gonna show you what it does right now. There you have the rib cage right there, and you can see that green stone looking ball on the inside. When you press down on the thing I just showed you, boom, the ball drops. Let's put the dragon to the side for just a little bit. This ball, it's super cool. It's a little hard to open, but it contains black spiders and black bones. It's pretty creepy and awesome. And then it just fits right back in. The legs aren't as posable as a lot of other dragons I've had. It only does like the feet and that, but not the top part. That's stuck in. You see, you can't move it out or anything. And the back are pretty regular legs with it going out to the side and all the way around. And then you also have these movable claws right there. So overall, I would say this dragon is probably the best one I've ever built. It's a little harder to stabilize because, as I said, these parts don't move. But the only part of the dragon I don't really like is the blasters. They're actually these two things back here, and they're made out of Technic pieces instead of like the single parts that shoot out, which is pretty bad. And the bullets don't go as far as the other ones. If you press down, they don't go really that far, and they don't have a lot of power. And something cool is when you put him on the Skull Sorcerer on the stud he's supposed to sit on, it looks like he has a mini dragon on him because he also has that wings, which you guys will see a closer look at in the minifigure review. So honestly, this dragon is just a 10 out of 10. So to start off the minifigures, we have Kai in season 13. Kai is captured by this tribe slash species called the Geckos, and they elect him, quote unquote, to their leader. He takes the job, and he actually has to stop the war between them and another tribe slash species, the Months, and unite them to fight the Skull Sorcerer. It's pretty cool. The printing is good too. Take a look at the mask slash helmet. They are knights, as the game is very similar to Dungeons and Dragons, and it looks really cool with the golden highlights. The torso has this really cool, awesome golden dragon that is reflective. It's not that well on camera. And he has the same legs as his season 11 suit, as you can see here. And on the torso, it's a little hard to see, but they both have the main dark red strap going down. The facial expressions are the ones he always has. One which is angry, and one which is like he's guilty of something and he's kind of nervous about it. His accessories are pretty cool. He has the golden shield and with the dragon on it, and different type of sword like he always does. And then he has the shoulder pad that finally can hold all different types of weapons and not just swords, because it can grasp onto the handle or any of that good stuff. It also looks cool from the side. If we take it off, you can see he just has some of his printing continued onto the back. Next figure up is Jay. As I said, these are very similar to the season 11 suits with the same legs and all that. Here is season 11 Jay for comparison. He has his same regular face, just like Kai retains the same face. One is angry and one is nervous. Jay in season 11, he is captured by the other tribe slash race that Kai's the leader of the other one, and the queen falls in love with him. And if you've seen March of the Oni, he and Nia are married, so Nia and the queen have to fight for Jay, but of course, like, Jay doesn't want to be with the queen. And the torso looks pretty cool. You can see there has some armor and cool stuff. And he also has a shield like Kai, but in silver. Like most of the suits, these ninja have different highlight colors, gold and silver. Kai was golden and Jay was silver. He has the same style of shoulder pad, but in silver. And if you take off the shoulder pad, his head's a little stuck there. There we go. You can see he also has some back printing. Now here we have Nia. She has a very similar season 13 story as Jay, because as I just said, they were in the same scenario. So there's not really too much to talk about there. She is also very similar to her season 11 version, like all the others. Let's bring her in right there. She looks pretty cool. Has her same basic expressions, angry and happy. She has this giant spear as her accessory, and because Nia has different variations of spears, and all the ninja basically have their own unique weapon, which they get many variations of. And she has the same shoulder pads and shield as Jay. And if we take off her shoulder pad, oh, her head's really stuck there. These helmets are really good. She also has some more printing. Next up here we have the Skull Sorcerer. he is the main villain for season 13, and boy does he look awesome. His accessory is this green skull and it looks super cool. His real name is Asmund, and which in my book kind of debunked the theory that he was Klaus. We'll just have to wait and see when the season is actually released. That mask and rice hat are actually the same piece. It's super cool. And if his face, he's really, really mad at something. She has some green and black robes, which kind of remind me of Lloyd's Deep Stone suit. And at the back, he has these giant wings that are connected via a back piece. And if we take them off, whoa, the heads on these figures are really stuck. Whoa, there we go. He has some continuation of his printing, and I would have to say this is one of the coolest main villains we've gotten. It's super cool and awesome and has a lot of fine detailing, and I just really love when they put all those small details in a set and minifigures. It just really hits it off for me. Now, the final minifigure, we have an Awakened Warrior. You actually get two of these guys in the set. They have the same molds as the Legacy Skullkin, with the feet and the torso and the shoulder pad, and the head. But of course, they're in black and the eyes are green. There's not really too much to say about him. He is a warrior resurrected back from the dead, and he has that molding going all the way around. And yeah, that's gonna wrap up the minifigures. Okay, so now we are at the game. I have done some research about this game, and from my understanding, there are two ways you could play this. One is just a simple board game where you're trying to reach somewhere with small fights along the way, and one is this giant Dungeons and Dragons like game with a 26-page instructions manual. Lego has this web page where it has both instructions for both versions. I will link that in the description if you guys want to check it out. And this has actual features if you want to play with it as a toy, but they also incorporate in the game. If you're playing with this as a toy, this will be used as a trap where the ninja you push this down and it will slice them in half. It will do the same thing in the game where it will slice them in half, but that will happen only if you land on that square. This could be used as a play feature as moving the ninja around, but it could be also used as transferring them when you land on a square. So if you land here and the dice tells you to go 1, you could move it this way. And it can go that way too. And pretty cool. So these board games are designed geniusly in that they can either be a toy or a game. You could, as like all Legos, you don't have to get all of them to play with them, but so really cool marketing strategy is it that you had to get all the sets to make the board game complete. And we got this in the set. You can see at the corners it has set numbers. It also has on the bottom corners. And you could put the different sets there, and this can be an expansion of the game. At the back of this, you can see the main sets that are incorporated onto the board game on one side, and an instructions manual on how to play, which was really, really hard to understand. So, and Lego's instruction manual on their webpage makes it much easier. Here, these things are called loot boxes. So you can see how they have 3 hearts there. So if you lose a fight or you get sliced by a trap, you'll lose a heart. And when you lose all your hearts, you're out. And instead of a dice, you have this Ninjago spinner, which you put a ninja in like usual if you want to. And you spin it. And you can see it's just spinning like a regular spinner. But then that number you get on is the number you go. So, and in fights, if you land on a skull, you lose. And if you land on a heart, you win. There is a 1 skull, 1 heart, 2 skull, 2 heart, and a 3 skull, 3 heart. I am really excited to see how this game turns out and how I'm gonna play it. with my family and friends. And this is a really, really good and unique thing LEGO did with these Season 13 sets. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell to get notified when I upload future videos. There is a lot of new Ninjago 2020 content coming to the channel, Legacy and Season 13, so stay tuned. And also comment down below what videos you guys want to see next. And thank you for all the support. See ya next time.